So today I have a video on how to strategically apply to scholarships. First of all, when you're applying to scholarships, play off of your strengths and your talents. If you are, for example, a good artist, you want to apply to scholarships that will somehow ask for you to display your artistic talent. But definitely know your weaknesses. A lot of scholarship applications will ask you to write an essay about your weaknesses. And should you have to do that, I recommend that you write about your weaknesses as sincerely as possible. But more importantly than writing about just your weaknesses, you have to write about how you fought to overcome them. And you have to end the essay on an optimistic note. You don't necessarily have to come off as a winner at the end of the essay, but you have to come off as not being a quitter, most importantly. So say that you have a certain life struggle. Your essay can go two ways. You can either write, A, I overcame these struggles, or B, I am still fighting to overcome these struggles. But either way, you cannot come off as a quitter if you're writing an essay about your weaknesses. It really helps if you are a good writer or a storyteller. A lot of these scholarship applications will require some kind of essay or some kind of personal statement, and it will really help if you have those writing skills. If you are not confident with your writing skills, get help with your grammar or your storytelling. English professors and English teachers are very well-read people, and they can help you with your grammar and they can help you with the flow of your story. For these scholarship essays, you do want to have good grammar, but you don't want to stick so strictly to the rules of English grammar. It can be okay to use fragmented sentences. It can be okay to break the rules of grammar if you know what you're doing and if you can do it well. Like when you're reading a novel, you'll see that often the novelist will break the rules of grammar, but they do it in such a way that it just works out. And if you're confident with your storytelling skills, it is okay to break the rules of grammar. When you're applying to scholarships, you really want to try to cut down on competition as much as possible. Apply to scholarships that are restricted to race, gender, region, college, or to even specific employers. Say, for example, you work for X company, and X company offers a scholarship just to their employees, then apply for that scholarship. If you have a very strange talent, and you find a scholarship that somehow applies to that very strange and unique talent. For example, duck calling. I know there is a duck calling scholarship out there, so all duck callers might want to apply to that. But the more you can cut down on competition, the better. Over time, as you apply to more and more scholarships, you're going to get an idea of how to trade off quantity and quality. My recommendation is that you spend a lot of time on the first few scholarships that you apply for, because what you'll find is a lot of the essays that you write, you can edit them in some way that they will apply to future scholarships. I am notorious for reusing my essays and adjusting them to suit the word count of whatever later scholarship I apply for. And I found that I have won several scholarships using technically the same essay, but rewriting it in a different way to suit my needs. So you want to have a few really good, strong applications that you may be able to reuse later on. But scholarship application is both a numbers game and a quality game. So later on, first of all, you should think about quality first. And then once you have a few applications down, you might think about quantity, like how many scholarships you want to apply for. in terms of the scholarships themselves, you want to apply to the biggest scholarships. These would be the Millennium Gates Scholarship. These scholarships are usually extremely competitive, but they have a really high amount of money that can be offered to you should you win. So apply to those. But also apply to the least known, the smallest, and the hardest to apply for scholarships. These are the ones that technically, they cut off the competition for you. When you're applying to the large scholarships, you're facing all the competition, but when you apply to a smaller scholarship that is very restricted, see number 5, cut down competition. When you apply to a really restricted scholarship, you really increase your chances of winning. So definitely apply to those. And I didn't write this down, but don't be too concerned about how much money you can make from a single scholarship. If you can win several small scholarships for a couple $100 each, or maybe just $1,000 each, it will really help you out with paying for college. And basically this brings me to the end of my video, so I'm just going to pan out and film the entire page, just so it's easy for you guys to see until the end of the video.